Hey guys, welcome to Draw My Story. And today's story is a little bit different from the others, as I'm going to tell you about the top 3 horrifying monsters of all time in this video. So let's start it. The first one is the aggressive urban legend created by artist Trevor Henderson. He got his name because of his appearance, which resembles a 1930s era cartoon cat. He's a nocturnal creature and extremely cruel. Cartoon Cat's appearance is very scary. He's a giant black anthropomorphic cat with an extremely creepy smile, with bloody human-like teeth, and his hands are covered in white gloves. He's also got a blocky body. It's sometimes shown to be having a very long neck, that his head can even touch the ground. Oh, God. That definitely gives me the creeps. Anyway, Trevor says the Cartoon Cat is the most dangerous monster in his collection, and we don't doubt it. Cartoon Cat first appeared on the internet on August 4th, 2018, when his picture was uploaded for the first time. He was seen sitting behind the doors in an abandoned building, staring at the camera. In the same month, one more picture of Cartoon Cat got released on August 10th. In the second picture, the full body of the Cartoon Cat was visible. He had an extremely creepy smile, and his hands were covered in white gloves, resembling a 30s cartoon character. 5 days later, a third picture was posted, where Cartoon Cat's head was on the ground, and he was seen having a very long neck as well, with mouth wide open. It was pretty scary, but it was nothing compared to what was coming next. On September 26th, a spine-chilling image of Cartoon Cat was released, where he was seen staring directly at the camera with its teeth out. Looked like he was trying an attack on someone or something. This image was the most scariest of all. There's no doubt now that Cartoon Cat is the most evil of all of the Henderson's monsters, but there is one more creature who can possibly beat Cartoon Cat: the man with the upside-down face. It's believed that he's even more dangerous than Cartoon Cat because he attacks people for his own disgusting pleasure that he gets out of those kills. And he enjoys it when he feeds on those negative emotions from that surrounding. So we can assume that Cartoon Cat is not as bad as the man with the upside-down face. Cartoon Cat only attacks people when they enter his territory. He attacks only to take revenge and satisfy his hunger. But even then, Cartoon Cat is still no less than a bloodthirsty monster from whom we should stay far, far away. Cartoon Cat is so vicious that even other monsters also stay away from him and try not to come near him. He's a very angry-looking cat with an unusually thick body. In a few pictures, he's also seen having 5 eyes, but generally, he has only 2 very realistic-looking eyes. It's believed that Cartoon Cat can change his body, shape, and form at his will. He can stretch his body parts. He can even increase and add a particular part of his body when it's required. And that's the reason he's more dreadful among other monsters. He always follows his own law. He acts like a shape-shifting cartoon, except to the fact that he's much more evil and sinister. Cartoon Cat has many powers and abilities, which gives him the reputation of a very dangerous creature. Like he has shape-shifting capabilities like a typical 30s rubber hose cartoons. And he can change the size and length of his limbs. And that's why he's been able to beat the law of physics, exactly like a cartoon that can change his size, shape, and body to whatever he wants. So don't ever come across this monster cat. And if you see it by any chance, then just run away from there. The second one is Siren Head. That's right, the mysterious humanoid creature who's very well known for his odd and crippled appearance. His head is a pair of sirens with mouths by which he uses to kill his victims. And that's how he got his name, Siren Head. By appearance, he's a 40-foot tall humanoid creature with a very thin, near skeletal frame, covered in mummified flesh, whose color is like rusty metal. His limbs are disproportionately long and thin, with arms as long as his legs, ending in huge, bony hands. He does not have a normal head and neck. Instead, he has a thin pole of flesh with 2 sirens attached to him and several black wires hanging around his neck. The sirens are the only metal parts of his body. His siren has teeth, lipless jaws, and a long, thin, snake-like tongue hanging out of his siren mouth. You must be wondering, do those sirens really work? Well, you'd be surprised to know that they do work. They can play various sounds, types of loud noises, garbled music, conversations, and even emergency broadcasts. He can also imitate the sound of his victims' loved ones in order to lure them into his trap. Siren Head is a really dangerous and hostile creature. He's mainly found in rural town and wooded areas. His victims are mostly lost travelers, hikers, and even children. Since Siren Head can blend very well in trees, sometimes people don't even notice his presence and keep moving towards the mimic sound of their loved ones. And once they reach near him, he kills them. Siren Head often kills his victims by making loud noises which burst their eardrums and soft tissues. So, back in 1966, the first incident occurred when a family on vacation captured his first image in the Arizona desert near 2 telephone poles. The second incident occurred exactly after 30 years, on July 16, 1995, where a group of friends were hiking in the woods of Tanyard Creek, where they found Siren Head to be lurking in the woods. One among them got attacked by something gigantic striding through the trees, which mimicked his friends' voices. And only one person survived the attack and found alive with minimal injuries, while all of his friends were gone. They might have gotten killed by Siren Head. There are many other such attacks got recorded after this incident. All the stories were spine-chilling. One among such was an incident from Indiana, where citizens started disappearing, and Siren Head appeared on the streets of Indiana. Also, ancient cave paintings of Siren Head were discovered, depicting him engaged in fighting with ancient humans, which was found all over the continent of North America. This indicates that Siren Head is not a new species on Earth. There might be other creatures like Siren Head, but maybe they lack similar features like him. Or there could be one more possible theory, that these creatures are also Siren Head, shape-shifting into different forms to adapt to new environments. For example, there was a photo of Siren Head where he appears to be having a head resembling a streetlight, standing in a position where Siren Head is trying to blend in with the other streetlights. So we could say that there's a possibility that he has the ability to transform into various structures and forms in order to better blend into his surroundings and lure his victims. There is one more theory that there used to be a lot of similar creatures like Siren Head, which are now deceased, and he is the only last remaining member of his species, and always on the run to survive. Well, we don't know what the truth is apart from one, that Siren Head exists. There were also many other pictures of him were found which shows a variation of Siren Head with many more sirens on his neck, with about 5 being visible. And there were majority of the population who were found dead on the streets and in their homes with burst eardrums and soft tissues. But killing in this way wasn't seen before, and many of the corpses were not even taken, which led to one more conclusion, that he's not only killing to consume, but he's also killing for sport. Though this theory is not confirmed yet. But one thing is for sure, that he's a very dangerous and gruesome predator. It's believed that Siren Head is extremely powerful due to his size. He's even able to break down trees and various heavy objects whenever he wants. He's also super fast in speed. Some say that Siren Head is a stronger moving relative of trees, And that's the reason why Siren Head can blend inside of a forest or behind a tree. He can stay motionless for days at a time to blend in with his surroundings. He can also move very silently, meaning he makes zero sound while moving. And as we already have discussed, that Siren Head appears to be a shapeshifter, which gives him the ability to transform his head into actual sirens and street lamplights. In one incident, he was able to disguise himself as a piece of home furnishing or pipes in the walls to kidnap a family of 4 without even breaking into their house. Looking at his activities, there is no doubt now that Siren Head is a really powerful and clever creature, which makes it very easy for him to trap his victims. The third one is, of course, Bendy and the Ink Machine. It's a cartoon demon. By appearance, it's a tall human body. Its body's malformed, and it's made of black, thick tar. As it moves around, tar gets spilled everywhere. Its face is black, and it has a set of 8 teeth. Bendy's head has this bend, which is shaped to form 2 horns. The tar from its head appears to be melted and spilling all over its eyes. Its spine is a little bent. Bendy's left arm is longer than its right arm. Only on its left arm it wears a white glove. It looks oversized, and the arm only has 4 fingers. It appears more human-like. It has a bow tie on its chest, which is not properly placed. Overall, Bendy looks like someone who's been in a storm. Now, coming to its origin story. Bendy had a beautiful beginning. It starts long ago during the cartoon era in the 1920s and 1930s. It's the golden era of cartoons. A lot of cartoon studios started during this period. Joey Drew Studios was one of them. It was created by Joey Drew. Bendy was one of the pioneer characters of Joey Drew Studios. It was created by the animator named Henry Stein. Bendy became a huge success for Joey Drew Studios. In fact, it became the face of Joey Drew Studios. However, the original Bendy was different. It was created as a cute character. Its body's completely dark and face is white. It has a set of 8 big white teeth and a full grin on its face. Bendy always wears black shoes and a white bow tie. It also wears white gloves in its hands. This makes him look like the famous cartoon character Mickey Mouse. On its head, it has a bend which actually makes its 2 horn-like structures. Its head and body seems to connect without a neck. It has invisible eyebrows which comes up only when it shows any strong emotion. It's pretty short. Little Bendy's mischievous. It's a lively, fun-loving character. It's naughty. None of its jokes or pranks are evil-spirited, though. It's a child who's attention-seeking and easily distracted. Bendy has a lot of fans. Henry worked with Joey Drew Studios for many years, helping to create many Bendy stories. After a long working career, Henry retired. Cartoon studios slowly faded away. Technology changed. Those who adapted moved on with their time and started new ventures. Joey Drew Studios could not sustain for long. Slowly, Bendy, the cute cartoon, was forgotten by the public. After 30 years of his retirement, one day, Henry was invited by Joey Drew to his studio. As Henry reached the old studio, which was not in any working condition then, Joey told Henry that there's something important that he had to see. Inside the studio, Henry saw an ink machine. When he attempted to start the ink machine, a demonic creature jumped out from it. To his surprise, he realized that it's his own creation, Bendy. But Bendy was not this cute little Bendy anymore. It had become this demon who's completely out of control. So, how did this happen? Henry found a tape recording in the studio. From that, he came to know that Joey's been doing black magic there to save his lost business. So he decided to recreate his cartoon characters physically. His plan was to use them like in a theme park, where people can interact with them, and he can make money out of it. He made an ink machine as part of this procedure. Joey recreated many of his characters and made a cartoon world out there in his basement. This world was under an ink machine, which is under another ink machine. Joey had to create a physical form of his studio's famous character, Bendy. At this time, his attempt failed, and what emerged out of his failed experiment was a demon Bendy, the deformed devil form of Bendy. As soon as it was created, Bendy tried to attack Joey. Joey realized that he's done a mistake, and he could not show this to the world. In fact, it's dangerous for anyone out there. So he locked Bendy down in the basement under the ink machine. For years, the devil Bendy was in containment. It was frustrated and had very little human interactions. It has no idea about communicating with others. It has this unique ability to drop ink masses wherever it goes. Also, it can make ink rain from the ceiling. When it gets very angry, Bendy can transform into this large, stronger, bigger version of himself, called the Beast Bendy. Interestingly, Bendy seems to identify its creator, Henry. When it first met Henry, Bendy avoided killing him. However, the frightened Henry did not make any attempt to soothe Bendy. He ran away and tried to attack Bendy. This made Bendy angrier and frustrated because now it knows that even its creator also hates it. So it tried to kill Henry because the Bendy who exists now is far away from what it was. It can potentially kill anyone who comes near it. As of now, it's inside the old Joey Drew studios. Henry and Joey is trying to contain him and keeping themselves safe somehow. But if he ever gets out and you happen to meet him, consider it as your last moment. And that was today's story, guys. Comment and let me know how'd you like it. And please subscribe to my channel, guys, if you want to see more Draw My Story horror videos like this one. Till then, bye.